This team actually suspended him for the rest of his playing career. And that is major because which team is going to pick honor over being a top 5 team? Like they really need him. A lot of
schools wouldn't do this.
They really need him. He's a leading rebounder. He's the 3rd highest scorer on the team. He's really acclimated into that system. And without him in that next game, they just collapsed.
Yes, they went to number 3 in the standings early in the week, and then the first game without him at New Mexico, they got blown out. So his impact will clearly be missed. They were in the running for a 1 seed, but that doesn't really seem likely.
Not at all.
And moving on to the NBA. Miami Heat last night. Everybody's favorite team, the Miami Heat.
Are you sure it's everybody's favorite team?
It's your favorite team.
Oh.
For your boy LeBron.
No.
They blow a 24-point lead to the Orlando Magic. Mike Bibby's debut, 3 points, wasn't too impressive. If you're a Miami Heat fan, which I know you're not, or what would you rate the panic meter right now for the Heat on a scale of 1 to 10?
I mean, I would love to say 10, but that's just my biased opinion. But in all serious fact, I would give it a 6 or 7.
What stuck out? When that game stuck out to you? That was.
But it's not just this game.
It's just been
Previously,
a constant problem.
the last time they faced the Magic, a lot of people don't realize the last time they faced the Magic, they were up by 20, and the lead was brought down to 3, and they were lucky to come away with that win still. And they did it again with the Magic. Exact things that happened, except for Gilbert Arenas, he went off last night, and we haven't seen that in a while. We haven't seen Hibachi in a while.
We really
haven't seen Agent Zero.
No Hibachi.
No Hibachi, but it was Agent. Okay, whatever. But we haven't seen that in a while, and the panic meter should be very high. How do you blow a 24-point lead? That's just sickening. And then Dwayne Wade having 0 points in the second half.
I mean, he's on my fantasy team, I know. What do you think about Mike Bibby?
Mike Bibby?
What did you think about the addition before the game?
Let's just say the Hawks got the really good end out of this deal. Because Kirk Hinrich is younger. He plays better defense. Definitely. And all Bibby really does is just pass the ball to the spot and shoot up the occasional 3, which he was missing horribly. Air ball off the front rim. And these are when he's open. It's not like regular, contested shots. So Bibby, that was not a good look. And Chalmers started.
Chalmers started.
He was 2 for 11.
He's 2 for 11. He had pretty bad. He was at an off game.
Other than the superstars, your core is supposed to shoot these. All they have is 3-pointers, shooters. They have superstars and 3-point shooters. I don't think that can win a championship. That's just my eyes. But you have Chris Bosh not doing anything last night, being dominated by.
Did you have a problem with the shot he took?
Yes. Even understand that Dwayne Wade was covered.
Yes, on it.
No, you don't take that 3.
He still had about 6-7 seconds. I feel that shot was very rushed.
I think he wanted to be a hero.
Yeah, he did. Did you see the press conference? The
overall
morale of this team just seems down.
Where LeBron didn't speak only but like 1 word, and it was all Dwayne Wade talking.
Yes.
Yes. This team just needs to get together. As a non-biased opinion, like just if I was talking to the Heat, you just gotta get together. Like you can't just act like everything's all well and dandy. Even though you're 43-18, even though you're one of the highest records in the league, you're continually losing to contenders. Not only contenders, like Knicks. And they're not championship contenders yet, but you're losing to the Knicks. And with this whole clutch situation with LeBron, it's just sickening. So it's sad.
You have a problem with the shot he took, the 3 he took last night after getting the rebound.
I mean, that shot, he had to take it. I'm not having no problem with it. The ball was placed in his hand. It's just he had to make it or not. It's not like he took a bad decision with that shot. So I'm not mad at that shot. The previous 2, hey, that's his fault. But that one I wasn't mad at. It's Chris Bosh that really did not have to take that 3-point shot.
What do you think about Eric Spoelstra? Do you think Pat Riley should think about coming down?
We said this in the beginning of the semester. In the beginning of the year, we thought that he was going to go down. But after 20 games, what was the bet? It was either 20 or 15 games.
Over-under, yeah.
But he lasted over 60 games. And let's just say that Eric Spoelstra is great with defense, but his lineup rotation is horrible.
His rotation,
He puts the wrong people together that doesn't fit well with each other.
Isn't that something that should be handled in practice before game time?
Of course. You can't put 2 3-point corner shooters at the same time standing on both sides. That's called spreading the floor, but it's not really, it really isn't. So you can't have James Jones and Mike Miller on the side and they're both missing, and just keep him in the game. So, Eric Spoelstra, his time is ticking. If he loses this year, it's automatic out.
You think if they lose to the Spurs tonight, the best team?
I'm sorry. If they lose, like when I say lose, I'm like in the playoffs, they lose. He's automatically out.
Okay.
That's a definite.
But they do play the Spurs tonight.
Yes, and
if they get the win,
they might get the win because Tony Parker's not playing tonight. And a lot of people, they don't give Tony Parker his due. He's still contributing to this team a lot. And George Hill is still he's a young point guard that can work out with the Spurs.
They did lose the first game without Parker.
Yes, and they lost and that was the game where Tim Duncan got owned by Zach Randolph. Mike Conley was having his great game. So it's up to, and remember, teams with great point guards always beat the Heat.
Yes.
Always beat the Heat. It's just a fact.
That's why me personally, a lot of people making a big deal of the Mike Bibby acquisition. I really didn't think it was that big of a deal. I mean, he's a good shooter. They already had shooters. He can't play defense. They need a point guard who can stop point guards. He's not stopping anybody. So I think they just added another shooter. I don't think that acquisition made him that much better. Even though he is a seasoned veteran, I think he just would have been more suitable for a different team. Maybe the Celtics, because they definitely need more perimeter scoring. But as far as the Heat picking up Mike Bibby, me personally, I didn't feel that was that big of a deal. But we'll see in the playoffs.
I think he's low. He's like in the bottom 10 of point guards in this league, starting point guards in this league. Yes, he is. I'm sorry.
Just Link's thoughts on Mike Bibby.
Of course.
Moving on to the NFL. Carson Palmer.
That's your boy.
That is.
Yeah.
The Carson Palmer situation.
AKA Jason Pitts.
He has said he will retire if the Bengals do not trade him. He does not want to be there anymore. Mm-hmm. Someone close to his camp, some source said that he said he has $80 million in the bank. He has no reason to play. He said, "I'm never setting foot in Paul Brown Stadium again." Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think he's serious or do you think he's bluffing right now?
I think he's serious. I think it's time. You can tell by the past 2 years that he really didn't care about this, about playing for being a Bengal anymore. He didn't care. I mean, this guy had been throwing interception upon interception without caring about the team at all. So I can see why he's want to leave. And for him to have $80 million in the bank and he say he wants to play just for the love of the game, not for the money, and not going to the Bengals, you could say it's a bluff, but I think he's really serious. I
think he's serious too. I think he is willing to retire if they do not trade him. This is very interesting. I wasn't there for when I was alive, but I was very young when Barry Sanders just retired out of nowhere
at age 32.
At age 32, Carson Palmer's in his early 30s, so if he retires, that'd be very interesting.
But it's weird because quarterbacks don't retire so early.
Yeah,
it's always
exactly.
the running backs because their legs.